Welcome to another match in the tournament. We are on the America's wing once again of the bracket, and this is a first round match between Ked and CAMPINGSCRUB, and it's promising to be a pretty good one. Before we get into it, let me remind you to drop a like on the video. Those competitors definitely deserve it for all their hard work. Subscribe to TrashcanTV, and if you want to go the extra mile, you can join our Discord server, link in the description. Now, what are we looking at with these two players?
Well, we're looking, as you can see right now, at a hunter from CAMPINGSCRUB. That's a face hunter, is if you couldn't tell from the cards. I'm gonna try see if we can spectate both people without making anything break.
Looks good.
Seems good. Ked is currently playing an egg warrior of some variety. Maybe it's enrage warrior. It's all the same thing to me.
I like to call it the damage warrior. Egg sounds very, very stupid for a warrior.
Also, Ked is bringing the Galacron rogue with a stealth package and a quest warlock, with his Temple Demon Hunter being banned. As a matter of fact, both players have their Temple Demon Hunters banned. Scrub is bringing a Galacron Shaman and a Spell Druid as well. And
so let's get off of the hunter. We have CAMPINGSCRUB at the bottom of the screen, and Ked at the top.
There's some very toxic reinforcements already.
Toxic reinforcements. CAMPINGSCRUB with the damn near nuts hand. He had the reinforcements. He has the coin with the face stalker. That's all you could ever ask for if you are a face hunter, and you even pick up the bow.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's a really good card. You know, side quest deals 6 damage, reward deals 6 damage.
He's going to do exactly that. Play, I imagine. Yes, we'll call out the hero power, which is it's pretty much the perfect start. You'll get your secrets up, you play your bow, and stuff happens pretty fast, and you start going.
It's explosive.
It's explosive trap. One on hand, one on the board. Maybe not the best one you wanted there. The current situation.
Yeah, then again, Wormhole Challenger is not necessarily something you want to. What even is the other one that you?
I guess freeze.
Because you can either on freeze or snake. Those are both valid.
That's a good enrage. That's a good enrage.
That is a good enrage.
Picks up the anchor also. So, heavy board presence from Ked. Can't underestimate that.
Yeah, but now you can play Sand Trooper and Hero Power and have a bunch of, well, one Kobold and a bunch of
things.
Yeah. Leopard Gnomes.
That damage your opponent whenever they die. He could also play the Ingenuity if he wants to make a draw. Or draw a card.
Yeah, but he already has one boar on hand, so it's 50-50 if he goes to the boar or the face stalker. But I think it's not as pressing if it's a face stalker, right? You'd much rather have the boar.
Rampage coming down, and Ked is...
dude, mercenary, right? Like...
Yep. Ked is playing this really well. He knows the weakness of this hunter is big minions, right? The large things early on, it's really tough to deal with the amount of stats that he's putting down so early. And plus with the anchor, it's getting a really nice reload there.
Oh, dude, look at those 2 6/8s.
Daily shot picked up, that's an important.
Yeah, I mean, now you hit the Cold Sand Trooper into the Bloodstone Mercenary, you pick up the Deadly Shot. That does seem like kind of more or less
seems like a good play.
Pre-scripted plays, you kind of have to do some of that.
And then the question is, how nutty do you go right now? Just hero power everything?
Hero power everything, or scam just Ingenuity and still hit everything face. That's, I mean, you go all face. You
could trade them, but then you deal some more face damage. Of course, you don't have minutes.
The thing is, right, you might as well just hit them in the face and trade them later. Like, they're gonna die eventually.
Yeah. Plays another explosive trap, so just trying to face the facts.
I mean, it still deals just the same amount of face damage as if he hero powered, and he can also damage the minion on the way.
Ooh. So there, that explosive trap goes off, puts him at 16 health. Could see.
That's not a lot.
It's not a lot against his hunter. No, that is definitely correct. He needs to find some ways to prioritize the hero power too. We could see a battle rage here. Pull out some more cards.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna draw 2 cards. It's one of the better battle rages you usually get, honestly. Yeah, Bubble Brute can a little bit reduce your damage you're taking. Is it 14?
Goes to face himself, so it's actually an interesting choice from Ked there, because he's saying we have these big things here.
Yeah, now
like,
we just have to do some math, right? If Ingenuity draws a board, that is 3. Yeah, then he can't play the Arcane Shot and Hero Power though, so that is. I guess you could just bow, which is the same as drawing a boar.
But do you have to also think about maybe kind of blinking 15. First and making a trade? Doesn't look like he will.
I was trying to calculate. You have 5, 7. He only had 11, so yeah, he's
Okay, he does actually want to take one thing out.
Yeah, but he also uses his face for that, so it's not exactly that effective because his opponent now needs 3 attack, which is Lance plus Greenskin or Corcoran.
Corcoran does it.
I mean, Lance and Greenskin would have also done it.
Lance and Greenskin
Probably that's too much mana, right?
Corcoran does do it. So that is the first win for Ked, and that was a fast game, race to the finish line there. And I think the kind of the boost that he got in the beginning from those big orcs with the enrage on them helped him out a lot. No eggs to be seen. I know what the deck's called that. It shouldn't be. It's the damage warrior. But he's up 1-0, and Camping Scrub, you had a pretty good run with that hunter. Do you go back to it? I mean, it seems like you've gotten the most difficult one out the way in terms of aggro.
I mean, obviously, the hunter isn't supposed to lose to aggro. It's supposed to be the most aggressive deck, right? That's kind of the idea. At least historically.
Go Shaman
Goes
instead.
with a Shaman.
We'll have a more slow approach by both players here.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think, and this might be the worst matchup for the Shaman, honestly.
It might be. The Warlock, we know the value that it can generate. We've seen some masterpieces, specifically by Agent PWE in his first round match.
Explosive evolution.
Aye.
That's a mouthful. I didn't think it was.
Up the Slurper of Sludge.
And if you play Slurper on 1, he could coin the explosive if you really wanted to on 2, or you could just play the Lackey on 2 like you normally do. Hey, that rhymed. Yeah, I think it's just Slurper.
Yeah, I would think so. You could Slurp, you could then play Lackey on 2, and then on 3 you could evolve someone 6 times.
Oh, it's also, obviously, it's post-unnerf Slurper, so there's that.
Yes, it is. Post-buff. It's still post-nerf.
I mean, yeah, it's also kind of like pre-nerf, though.
It's pre-first nerf. Yes, pre-nerf is the best term there.
I mean, yeah, Titanic Lackey I think is a decent play here, though. You can just give it the exp.
Oh, he's going
for that big thing.
He wants it. He wants it to go fast. Yeah, I don't hate it. That's it's not a big stat, but you have another one.
What does this one do even? I forget. No one plays it ever. Then if you turn this from a neighbor... Oh, right, that one. We've seen this before, just not.
I might like it on the Lackey next turn. Why not? But why not evolve it again?
Oh, yeah, no, but how about you play the Lackey and you turn it into... It's a copy, right? So it should be a 3/5 with taunt. And you could still play the Slurper on the other side, and even the last Lackey, doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Get some value.
Titanic Lackey.
Or do you want to evolve? It's a question, but apparently he wants to buff it.
I don't think so. I think you just buff it, right? You go nuts, and that works.
Fine.
And did you really want to keep the totem, or would you much rather have played on the other side and just the Lackey that isn't? Maybe kept the Lackey instead of the totem.
Oh, it's 1/1 in this case either way, and
yeah, in this case it doesn't make a
for
difference.
the other totems, roughly the same. I guess spell them.
To be fair, I would have probably played the Slurper, and
I probably would have too.
And the Lackey.
Yeah.
And then maybe gotten another Titanic or Goblin Lackey, gotten even more stats on the thing.
Good, yeah.
Or if you do get a Witchy Lackey, just place it in between whatever you're evolving.
So the surprise hero right now is this little mech that you happen to lock in.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it, right?
Putting up some serious stats for it being turn 3. It's not terrible.
Dark Skies isn't quite clearing either.
No.
It's plays it anyways.
Neither one.
Yeah, one gets coiled. But I guess the copy would also retain the damage, so now if you play something like Slurper, it's not going to be that good. But now you could Explosive Evolution that thing, because now it's understated again.
And he picks up a huge taunt with Reborn and can't be targeted. That's a big roll.
What is it called? Winged Guardian?
Something. It's something that Druid abuses. Bloodlust is in the cards.
It is Winged Guardian. Bloodlust is possible. Mutate is not uninteresting. Totemic Might is horrible.
Yeah, take Bloodlust there. I think that was a huge evolve just there. I mean, was
yes.
Nuts. That was a big roll. And
is there a Moark on the hand? There
yes,
is. So you could instantly heal back to 26 and kill... Oh, no.
No! Oh, yeah.
Why is this card so silly?
Yeah, you can't... Because it's made for Druid and you go further.
So you
can't touch that thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You can't...
You could Rain of Fire and kill the other two things. Play around Bloodlust that your opponent doesn't probably run, but actually he might. I'm not even sure.
But he has it picked up. spell. That is.
I mean, he can't play it next turn. Not that he would have lethal. Wait, would he have lethal? Oh, he would actually have... He would have exact lethal if you don't kill anything. That being said, he can't play it next turn.
He cannot play it?
Because Overload. He's overloaded by 1.
He played the Slipper the turn before.
Yep.
That's sad.
Health could also potentially heal.
With Broodmother?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you want him for. Also, of course, helps with the quest. Which is
a Serpent Shrine portal. I imagine he would just start going.
Thing is, if you play it, you want... Oh, no, actually, it's just solo 1, yeah, so you could actually play Bloodlust next turn still.
Taunt Grizzly!
Bear hype!
Not the real bear. It's not the correct taunt bear, because this one doesn't have rush. So it's really just still cool though.
Yeah, see, now if you play Christ Netherwing, you clear most of the board and also give your opponent still lethal.
But I mean, that 6/8 was the nail in the proverbial coffin. It seems if there's no miracle to be pulled off for Cat in this.
I mean, I guess you now another breath, yeah, but that's still
that Bloodlust though.
The Bloodlust,
that was very good foresight from Scrub to pick up that Bloodlust. I think that was a really good choice from there. He some easy calculations, and we'll see that this is a win. So he's gonna tie this matchup at 1-8 pop, and he's gonna be happy about that one because that was a very strong showing for that Shaman for sure. Galakrond Shaman just going on the offensive, and you called it the potentially worst matchup. Well, he's got it out of the way.
I mean, he also got his deck out of the way, so now it doesn't matter as much. But I would have thought it would do better against the Warrior. Definitely look probably the Rogue. I don't know. It seemed like Warlock might be a bad matchup. Maybe it wasn't. I generally gave them more by more like intuitive than actual stats because I generally don't know those. But
the playing field once again is even. This whole thing is sponsored
by beverage.
Consume beverage whenever you feel like you need
to. We've seen the Spell Druid come out.
A big plunky of a starting hand there at the beginning for Scrub, so I'm expecting everything. Maybe Glowfly Swarm could be kept.
He keeps Glowfly and the Soul.
It's interesting. It's an out. You happen to get some things down in the first couple turns. Fog of Fortune's big. Best hand in the deck, hands down. Or best card in the deck, sorry. Absolutely.
Broodmother drawn, not exactly what
not useful at this point.
Also, that hand from Cat, of course,
that's
very bad.
That is not a good hand at the moment. So, if Scrub can start going crazy here, and you should definitely coin this Fortune, then
should you though?
Yes, you absolutely should coin this. I feel like you absolutely should. This.
You mean I guess you could get a turn to play, huh?
Get some. Oh, he discards a Mount Seller.
That could have been a lot better.
Yes, it could.
Not a lot of minions in the deck, and the cards he drew weren't even that immediately helpful. That's very unfortunate.
Unfortunate whenever you already have your Calfels on hand and then you hit.
Ooh, there it is though.
It's gonna play a Panther. Wanna be wolf? That's what I always say. Panthers just tried to be wolves, but then they didn't quite make it. That's how nature works.
Not even closely related. I mean, they're both mammalian, but that's about it, right? I mean, okay, canines and felines are more closely related than some other mammals, but still, there's not that much.
Just buff there and just right there, hit the gnome. I mean, that's what you do.
Of course.
I don't get people's fascination with playing Nemsy over Gul'dan, by the way. Like, what's up with that?
I think it's just like, oh, hey, look, I have Nemsy. Which is like,
whenever we traveled all the way to Cologne for like 2 hours to get Nemsy, basically.
Well, no, we did it to showcase the stuff from there, and then the video didn't export properly, and that kind of, yeah.
Boom, and then we had myself on video.
Oh, you're right, because you did also record it. We did actually have a video at the end.
It's garbage. Boom's Day release, we went to a Fireside Gathering. It was terrible. Scrub is unloading.
You get some better equipment and do it again one day.
That's true. We will, absolutely. We will be vlogging. We'll be Hearthstone vloggers.
Well, let's not.
Why not? It's gonna be fun. Can you imagine with the scroll place? It's gonna be packs and everything. Yo.
Ooh, how about Breath and Coil there?
Breath and Coil seems like an option to remove it. Yeah.
It removes it, and you draw a card.
And you heal a little bit.
And you heal. Yeah.
Wolfly Swarm is gonna
all
be
the things you want to do.
Presumably set up for 5.
I mean, you'd think so, right? Mm-hmm. And then he has the Kael'thas for 7. He already has 2 free cards with the Bogbeam and the Moonfire. So we can look forward to that.
Another plot twist, so he's gonna get very, very close to this quest being done. That's an important, very important part of the deck for sure.
Oh my god, a quest deck using the quest to get ahead? That's oof.
That is huge. Zephyrus
Drew another spell.
That's good.
Not necessarily unlikely,
that
but
Dark Skies that you saw him draw there is very important because he decides to withhold the Glowflies for a Bog Beam.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, the Glowflies would have walked into Dark Skies a little bit, right?
Well, yes, but what are you gonna do? Just never play it?
Well, combo it with Kel'Thas.
How is it better when you combo with Kel'Thas?
Well, then you get Soul the Forest on at the same turn if you have enough cards.
Yeah, I think honestly with token you sometimes you just run into the removals and just because you can rebuild the board so easily, you just don't care. You just run into them, and you just
what I like to always say, and we've seen this over the last couple times. These token druid archetypes, and this one is no different. These token druids are the absolute worst good decks. And you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They are so terrible, but they have a high win percentage on ladder. They just never perform in tournaments.
But on the other hand, you do definitely have with Cosmic Soul, not Soul. What am I thinking of? The twin spell. What's it? Why am I? Force 8. Yeah. You got you just play it. Your opponent board clears. You play it again.
Yeah.
So you just kind of ignore some of those board clears sometimes.
It's gonna be very hard to do against this Warlock. Dumps a coil just so he can
Yeah, for the hand space.
So nice. And it seems like Scrub. This is the situation now that you're in. You just have nothing to do.
See that's why him using the Bog Beam earlier instead of just Glowfly slowed him down a bit, because otherwise he could have KO'd this turn.
He's got the buff out here. And now it is current objective survive for Ked, but I feel like he has such resources that it
Wait,
could be
16, 18. Does he have any other face damage he can push? That is 22. That's lethal. Zephyrus into Wind Fury is lethal.
Zephyrus is there, right?
Zephyrus into Wind Fury is lethal.
That is correct.
If
into many
the Zephyrus finds it.
Into many things it should.
But
so Zephyrus should find it.
Wind Fury should be lethal.
Well, many things are. Champion thing, blessing that doubles attack, same idea.
Yeah, but Wind Fury is cheaper. Doesn't get it.
Do you have to Soulfire first?
You have to Soulfire first, but you have to hope you don't discard Zephyrus.
Yeah.
And that is exactly the downfall of Zephyrus, right? Because that would have been lethal.
You can still take a Hellfire here.
Why not Shadow Flame to Zeph?
That too.
That's way better.
Hellfire.
So he just keeps Hellfire for later, and yeah.
So you should probably should Soulfire there.
Because look at this, right? It's obviously lethal with Wind Fury.
Yeah. But then maybe he's thinking Zephyrus won't find it if I don't play Soulfire, and if I play Soulfire I might kick the Zephyrus.
I mean, he literally played the Zephyrus and then he didn't find it, so it's not like that is an unfounded fear. But this should have been lethal. Mm-hmm. And Blizzard, like every single time there's patch notes, right? They're like
improved Zephyrus.
Yeah, like every time they improve Zephyrus,
still garbage,
and still can't find lethal, right? Like, ugh. Oh, there's Dragon Queen. That is what that is, isn't it? Yeah.
That being said, still big advantage here for Ket. With everything, clears his own guy up. Play the Dragon Queen.
You do what you gotta do, man.
Hey,
there's an Amber Watcher and Mozond the Infinite.
That's huge. That is some huge stuff.
What did his opponent play? He played the heal.
Fire
yeah, you don't want to do that necessarily. Because the can also target opponents. So it could heal him again, so you're effectively just healing him for potentially.
It's one of those minions.
Yeah, I mean, again, 20. It's like a 20% chance he heals his opponent, but still.
They Dragon down, you know your opponent isn't coming back from that one. And yes, Scrub will have a very tough time here. Not dying. In fact, I want to say impossible.
Yeah, I think the only thing you can do at this point is draw and hope you find something, but I don't think there is anything to find.
It's not a card in the deck that saves the game.
Yeah, but it's always like when you don't have anything, you just mentally default to drawing. But it's like, okay.
Still not.
I guess he should have played Calthus raw, and then he could have innervated.
For what?
And then he would have been over. The thing is, there's nothing.
Pick up if you find an overflow, and even then it does nothing.
Yeah.
He decides to kill himself in a funny way. So, Cad with the 2-1 lead, and he played this Warlock, I want to say, very solidly. He got ran over the first time, went back to it, he's like, yo, I'm doing this. And then he did it. And now he's in a 2-1 lead, and Scrub a little bit back to the wall. He has to beat this rogue, not once, not 3 times, but twice in a row, with his Druid and Hunter in an order of his Schwazen. So which one is it going to be if you are him?
I think I will just go to the Hunter first. You've just seen how inconsistent the Druid is.
It might be better against the Rogue, because that's the thing. The Druid probably against the Rogue is at its best because Rogue doesn't have these board clears, these AoEs.
Yeah, but I think I just want to push the damage. Yeah.
Goes Hunter. You want to just
win in 5 turns,
Rogue
get your momentum
Rogue
back.
doesn't heal much. Rogue doesn't clear boards, so
and they clear minions with their face, so you know.
Pick your poison. So he's going Hunter here, looking to equalize it out. Picks up a Scotsman and the imprisoned Falmar, which is going to be important because that's the nut to drop for this deck. And I'm assuming that's going to come down here for a big minion.
I mean, you'd have to think so, right? And the only thing that Cat could have done is backstab it for nothing. So yeah, I think you play Falmar right now. I no good reason why not, and he goes with the hero power.
Falmar's better there, I have to say.
I think so.
I don't know why exactly he feels like he should hero power, but Falmar has to be the best.
See, I can see the logic in using hero power a lot because you have a lot of cheap cards.
Yeah.
But it's like you want to win so fast, it doesn't even matter.
With the dormant ones, you want to get him out early, and he does now. So okay.
Yeah, I think he could have. Maybe he's looking to snipe something off with it that would be played.
Would have ended up with the same 2-turn combo, but the Falmar would have been a turn earlier.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe he was trying to snipe something off that the things was going to come down next turn. I don't know.
I guess he wanted to hit face.
Maybe. Probably. I mean, this is probably a deadly short turn.
Like that questing adventure is growing, so you want to shoot that down.
Deadly Shot, Hero Power, or Deadly Shot Sandtrooper both work about equally.
Deadly Shot Hero Power does not work with the mana, but...
Oh wait, it's 4, right?
He will play...
Deadly Shot, Sharpshooter. Or actually Reinforcements. But, let's see... Yeah.
Reinforcements, it's fine.
I think... The question is, can you play Reinforcements next turn and still make the play you would want to make? If so, then you play the Sharpshooter now. But otherwise, obviously, you're more flexible if you play it right now.
Absolutely. Falmar waking up next turn is going to hit something. You want to put a minion down if you're Ked in order to take that hit, if possible.
Yes, and I might have tried putting the Skyveteer down, because then you have a positive death rattle rather than just the random minion.
Just not having it, just goes to the face.
I mean, that's what you want to see, right?
Yes. Oh. It's good use of the sniper there, I like that.
Yeah, no, it's not bad.
That's definitely good use. And he's putting big presence down. Like he's putting more presence down in Santa Claus right now. And he's got that leper gnome party coming up very soon.
Yeah, ain't no party like a leper gnome party.
Because the leper gnome, well, they do at some point stop and do a lot
That's
of
the whole thing, right?
Stop.
Their whole thing is stopping. He's hoping for that kobold or goblin. That works too.
Skull's fine. Titanic's fine.
Titanic and goblin makes it so it lives. Or you put it on the Titanic. That's even better, yeah. I mean, listen, right? A 6-health taunt is really good against Face Hunter.
Yeah. So command's good. No beast inside at the moment.
Yeah, I think you can just go
Bow and
weapon, hit, hero power. I mean, I guess, yeah, you hit the bow, the dude, and the hero power in the taunt, then you hit the kobold into the face. Seems like that's
appears
exactly
like
what
play.
doing.
I would approve of that too. If you wanted to keep your sharpshooter and kill the goblin, you could do it the other way around. The kobold, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, either way, right? The sharpshooter, it doesn't matter if he hits the 1-1 or the other 1-1.
That's true.
But I would have kept the I would keep the kobold.
Once the death rattle to go off.
I would much rather deal the 2 face damage and live. I guess Ice Baron is a threat.
Oh yeah, that's a point, yeah.
So you want to take out the lackeys, but...
Good thought. Scaveteer down now. No big impact plays on the hand for Cat either, so that's something.
Very hard Sage. Drawing two
about.
minions
He
draws a really good one drop.
A good one drop, but no impact plays.
I mean, I guess Faceless is the better play here because of board presence. Or even, what mana cost of the grad is 3. Yeah, that's not that great.
And if you're Scrub now, you just go. I think.
Yeah, I think Scrub is wishing
no
he had a beast or something.
Yeah, beast would be a good enabler for that kill command, but I think it's time to put damage to the place that it belongs. Maybe equip another bow, and just put pressure. So that's to snipe this guy off. Okay. There's the reinforcements. The boys are in the house.
The boys are back in town.
Are back. That is correct.
I think you could have.
That's still not a good draw for Ked. These seal fates are terrible here because you don't want any of these fates to be sealed.
Yeah, and he draws. He draws more cards.
Where's the value?
Another Scaveteer and another Pharaoh.
That's unbelievable, actually.
I mean, at this point, you just play one of the cats and hope you get something good, right?
That is actually...
you can get a taunt out of the Pharaoh cat. You could get a rush out of it. I guess that's not as great.
And with all that, you still lose the game.
Oof.
Unreal.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like
13 health.
Ked's fate is kind of sealed, if you will.
Sealed. It is sealed. Picks up all the small scraps for nothing. He has to evolve into a taunt or something. That's, I think, his try. His only hope.
Now the question is, do you by any chance know what minion to evolve for maximum chance for taunts?
Not that.
I would play the cat a lot earlier. Yes. Let me just say that. Oof, Murray, what's up? What do you want?
Omega Devastator?
Yes. Not from Boomsday, it's a throwback card from Rise of Shadows. Yes.
I haven't seen it in so long.
Original art for Omega Defender.
I haven't seen it in such a long time. But he's gonna find the win here. Could have used the Hounds, could use anything.
Could have used Hounds into Kill Command.
Into Kill Command. It would do a lot more damage than it did. We are tied up at 2 up top. It's gonna be a nail biter here between Cat and Camping Scrub, as these guys are gonna take it down to the final matchup, and it's gonna be two decks that we've seen both be volatile. Who's gonna clutch it through, the Rogue or the Druid?
Yeah, and you said you like the Druid matchup.
I like the Druid. Don't like the Druid in a vacuum, but I like the Druid in this one. This specific matchup, I like the Druid. Because the AoE is not there. If he goes off, Scrub that is, and he gets that Glowfly 5, he gets maybe he gets minions out early, he'll have a huge advantage here, and there's going to be a lot of resources being dedicated to dealing with that.
I guess Glowfly is a good keep, huh?
Glowfly might be a good keep, yeah.
He keeps Mountainer over Kale.
So. Yeah, I guess so. We see a decent starting hand for Ket also, though. He's going to be able to put board presence, and he has...
No, if you have the coin, right, then that makes Kale even...
You're not going to keep the coin on Kale turn.
Yeah, you're probably going to coin out the Glowfly, right, on 4.
Seems quite likely. Could Wrath here, maybe. Well, you could reach for the Overgrowth next turn. Because you have 2 swarms, and you have that Mouse Settler.
Oh, there's a Greyheart Sage for some extra draw.
That's good. That is very, very strong. I think we'll play that right off the top for Kid. Bronx picked up, and another Eviscerate. It's good to see.
Hero Power.
It's very chill. Very, very chill. Does not reach for the Overgrowth just yet. He's trying to coin, I suppose, the Swarm. There isn't that many spells, so it's not as impactful as it
you can Overgrowth. You go to 6, right?
And then play Kale.
Then you, as a matter of fact, you go to 7. So you can play Kale. You can play Coin, Iron Bark, and then you still have like a mana open, and you can play the Glowfly in the same turn. Although you don't have that many spells on hand at that point.
The Glowfly is pretty weak at that.
You could also play Overgrowth now, play Mount Seller
That's the other thing.
on 7, and actually play 2/0 mana spells.
Crystal Power is a decent pickup. Question is, Fly Swarm now, probably not great. Goes Overgrowth here.
Overgrowth,
Playing the long game.
And then Exotic Mount Seller next turn. Iron Bar, Coin, and Crystal Power. You got 3 summons of the Mount Seller.
Now, the way that he plays it now means that he has to go crazy soon, because he's definitely completely giving up the board, which means he needs to get it back in a way that is
Interesting Dragons.
5 times more vicious than anything that Cat could put down here.
I think he's looking at looked like he was looking at Kael'thas here. I might actually like Mount Seller better in this situation.
We'll figure out what he's going. Ball's being picked up too.
Yeah, but like the Glowflies aren't that good by the time the second Glowfly is gonna not summon anything, right? Like,
correct.
So Mount Seller there.
Mount Seller.
Ironbark is 1 summon, and you get a huge taunt. You coin like in Crystal Power to kill something.
A lot of summons.
You can kill the 2/2.
Picks up a owl and a.
Oh right, or you can kill that with a Bog Beam, yeah. And he gets a good rush out of it too.
That's a good summon, and that Raven is vanilla. That was a huge turn.
Now,
Sure.
notably no Mucklas, but
No Marcos.
you know.
But that was a very big turn. That is correct. Now, he still has to keep firing here. And the Glowflies aren't particularly strong just yet, so he needs to get that fungal.
Is this a Wind Guardian I see up there?
It is a Wind Guardian. You spotted that correctly.
Half of one of the cats.
Out of reach at the moment, but it's a good card when it comes down.
I mean, now we have Seal Fate and Evis, and then you can just kill a Mount Seller that way, right? Seal Fate, Evis,
Yeah.
hit a couple of minions in.
Lancer needs to go. Highest priority. All the resources to it and get rid of that guy. And then at some point.
You know, you hit everything but one of the minions in. I guess you keep the cat. You keep the lackey for extra value.
Good move that round first. I like that.
That's a good card, yeah.
Eviscerate.
Yeah, and then he makes the biggest taunt he can, which is not very big, but
it's a gorilla.
It's
It's literally the same thing.
yeah. Could have some impact. You could just play Kale here, just for the stats.
I think you're playing like 2 Glowflies.
Yeah, but isn't Kale better than 2 Glowflies?
Kale gets snuffed off. At this point, it feels like you might have to keep Kale for later on and make something happen with him. Like, make him actually do some magic.
Yeah, I don't think he will, though. I think it's better to have him for the stats at this point.
He has built himself a board.
Ooh, there is... that's a lot of small stuff, though.
I do like that Scrub recognizes the value of just building the white board.
Wayne Guardian just being disgusting.
Not get rewarded for it just yet.
If you play Kale now, you can make a big taunt, but you're not gonna actually get the Kale effect off. Not that you would help. Even if you could play the Healing Touch.
This might be a turn where you just sit around.
And of course, you never like those, right?
But you wait for that board buff. You made a good play or made good decisions. You just need to get rewarded for it now by drawing your buff for your
Yeah,
soul.
it just always feels bad if you just pass a turn, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you can get the 1 armor first, but that's not exactly spectacular either. Yeah, hero power pass is totally valid.
So that's to summon more flies.
A hero power healing touch pass would also have been perfectly valid.
What did Iron Box up? So does he now start trading anything, or does he just sit? He actually goes to kill it. Okay. That
Kills
leaves
it.
him with only 3 minions, though.
Does he kill it with the... Yeah, that's what I thought. Killed it with there, and then he can push 2 damage in, but yeah, that's...
Now you're very, very thin on your resources, and that Fungal Fortunes is so desperately important now.
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be a great one. Seems like... Okay, I might be looking at, yeah, Kronk's Evis just as a play. Maybe even Kronk's Skyward here, but I think Evis just don't allow the Druid to go wide, of course.
Get rid of stuff. There's 1 card in hand. You have a decent read that it's Kael'thas, and there's your Savage Roar 1 turn to away. And that's why this Druid is not a tournament deck. Perfectly just illustrated right there.
He's gonna kill the Kronk's, is just gonna push. He's
I
just gonna
doubt
push.
he'll kill anything. He'll just kill his skull. And now his hand is empty, right? And that's the Druid for you right there.
I'm not sure if I like the Savage Roar there. I usually like to keep it for when I go wider, but then again...
When
with
are you
this
ever
route-
going wider than this in the remainder of this game?
That's the problem, right?
You're not. That's the main problem with the deck here. Picks up the...
Draw the 1-drop and the 3-drop, that's not exactly great.
A lot of lackeys though, and more than enough, you would think, to defend against this.
Yeah, I mean, you just start picking off. You can play the Goblin, Lackey, you can use the Bronx, you can, yeah, you just clear stuff off.
Get the Kale out of there for sure, and you're pretty much home free now.
Yeah, there's a 2.
There's a Moonfire.
Ooh, yes, Moonfire.
There's a Moonfire.
It's gotta kill you.
Yep, that's the game. And that's why the Druid is not a tournament. You had a window of like 2 turns there. And I don't quite agree with killing the Guardian, but then again, it's just simply unfortunate whenever you get the Savage draw 1 turn later. That's why I don't like this Druid for tournament setting. That's the final word.
I mean, he hasn't necessarily lost, but it's like there's also really not a way he can win, is the problem.
Exactly. Sometimes you just count the cards on the hand and that tells a story.
Speaking of counting cards, there's some drawing going on there. Ooh.
Yeah, Cat just running his victory lap, building up the board here. And that's the Advent. Sponsored by Beverage. He will take this one home and move forward in his debut appearance in the tournament.
I mean, that is a really good swipe, but it's not going to be enough.
Nothing is good enough here.
Though the swipe, I think, is going to give him another turn.
Congratulations.
I guess you have to swipe the questing, huh? And then hit your face in there. Which is always fun.
A full turn. Yeah, this was one of the, I feel like so far, the toughest round 1 match that we had, aside from my own.
I was about to say, yours was
mine was a nail biter
as well, yeah.
No spoilers, in case you haven't seen that yet. You can find that on our channel page, of course. This one was also very strongly played by both sides.
Yeah, I would have been too greedy to make that play. I would have totally played that misprint there.
And there's a Funnel of Fortune. It's also too late.
Just trying to see if you can get that extra damage somehow. But yeah. Oof. I mean, Healing Touch ain't gonna save you.
Nothing.
There's nothing in your deck that you can draw that's gonna save you, so you know. Oh, Savage Roar. Very good.
That's it. So I think the lesson here, or if we can just quickly speak to Scrub directly, is because he's been in the Discord for a while, so I feel like we should just give him like a small bit of individual attention. So for one, he's definitely improved since last time. Like, he's gotten a much better player. I feel like the one thing that kept him here from moving on to the next round is just the choice of decks, and like being able to ID decks that have positive win rates on HS Replay but don't perform in tournaments. And this Druid was a perfect example of one of those decks, I feel like. That was a great illustration of
yeah, we've seen it before. Token Druids are very inconsistent. I feel like this is the least consistent Token Druid we've ever seen.
Yes, and that is a problem if a Token Druid gets
like. Listen, I could have got myself to a point where I would have brought another Token Druid, maybe, if it was just the regular old school Token Druid, but not this.
Listen, I've played this, I have the deck, I've played it on ladder, and it works on ladder. It's not a tournament deck, and I would have never picked this up in a million years because of the downside being so low. And whenever you need to rely on it, like you did here, you just get exactly what you don't need, and you don't get what you do need. So that's kind of how that happened, and I guess that's the lecture to take away from this, right? Focus on the deck selection a little bit more, and identify that next level stuff. And players will tell you this. We've heard it from Kuma last time. He said you want to pick up the stuff that you're comfortable with playing it with in those sorts of environments that you can rely on when it comes down to it. That's crunch time, and not necessarily. You don't necessarily want to grab the highest win rate decks that are ladder specs. So, but it was a great match. It was a fantastic performance by both of these players. Cat is moving on with a 3-2 victory over CAMPINGSCRUB into the second round of the tournament. So good luck to him moving forward. We're looking forward to seeing more of that. And maybe at some point he'll get a chance to play his Warrior, which will be a fun, which we haven't seen much yet, because Warrior tends to be a a popular band once again. But everybody, thank you for watching the video. Drop a like on it if you did enjoy it, and subscribe because there's a lot of tournament content coming out. We have all these games. The bracket, the full bracket, you can of course see in our Discord server, link in the description. You can join that completely for free, and we have everything about the tournament. All the participants are in there, and it's a great place to be. So hopefully we can welcome you there very soon. And until next time, JJ.
That's it.
That's it.